Our pilgrimage to Rome had taken a personal turn. We were wrapping up our journey in the company of His Holiness and in the company of those who had traveled with us. Friends, colleagues, and family were joined together to continue to celebrate the joyous occasion of the elevation of Anthony Cardinal Bevilacqua. A princely journal, Cardinal Bevilacqua in Rome, continues tonight. Hello, I'm Monsignor Charles Meinhof. For those of you who had the opportunity to see our first program last week, welcome back. For those of you who are joining us for the first time this evening, we are happy to have you with us. Tonight, we'll take you to the Sheraton Roma Hotel and the banquet that honored Cardinal Bevilacqua. We will also take you to the beautiful Basilica, St. Mary Major, and to the Hall of Blessings in the Apostolic Palace for our private audience with the Pope. Some of you will be able to hear for the first time the entire context of the Pope's message to all the people of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. Our week was winding down, but the activities were not. The official ceremonies surrounding the elevation of cardinals had subsided. From Sunday onward, though, those on our pilgrimage would no longer be difficult to identify in the masses of the people from around the world. Our princely journal, Cardinal Bevilacqua in Rome, continues as we are gathered outside a small church in the city of Rome, where parish members were awaiting the arrival of their bishop. We were on the road early Sunday morning, June 30th, to take advantage of an opportunity to see the Holy Father as he said Mass at St. Alfonso Church on the Via Merulana. But this occasion had also another special purpose, as mentioned to us by His Eminence following the public consistory. St. Alfonso is the titular church assigned to Cardinal Bevilacqua by the Pope. The Cardinal was here to greet His Holiness and welcome him as a Cardinal priest to his titular church. It was an opportunity for all of us to speak with His Eminence about this providential occasion and to see his cardinalatial ring, a beautiful gold art-carved ring with the engraved relief of the crucifixion of Jesus.
And it fits too. They had to expand it. So it fits. When they first tried it on before the ceremony, I told them I have a large fit. And they tried it on. It only went up to about here. So it has an expansion.
It's beautiful.
Yes. And you didn't charge me for it.
Actually, I think you're paying a good price for it. Your Eminence?
A flurry of activity on the Via Merulana signaled the arrival of the Pope. It was an exciting moment for all of us because, up until now, we had only been able to see the Holy Father from a considerable distance during the public consistory and the papal Mass. Some of us were even fortunate enough to be able to reach out and touch his hand. After the Holy Father ascended the steps into St. Alfonso, we were permitted to enter the church to videotape his celebration of the Mass. At first, we had a difficult time finding an ideal spot to obtain a good vantage point for our camera. All of the reporters, producers, and photographers who had traveled to Rome with Cardinal Bevilacqua were confined to the very cramped choir loft in the rear of the church, making space available for a clear view of the solemn occasion very difficult. This particular Mass was in honor of the 125th anniversary of the entrusting of the icon of Our Lady of Perpetual Help to the safekeeping of the Redemptor's Fathers. Vatican officials were gracious enough to allow us to accompany the Cardinal and record the occasion, but their main concern was for the safety of the Pope and for the solemnity of this joyous occasion for the people of the parish of St. Alfonso. The icon, which hangs over the main altar, is of Eastern origin and was brought to Rome from Crete in the end of the 15th century. It was in private hands until it was acquired by the Augustinians for the Church of St. Matthew in 1499 and it was venerated in that church until 1798, when St. Matthew was destroyed by fire during the French occupation of Rome. In 1866, the Redemptorist Fathers petitioned Pope Pius IX to entrust it to their care. St. Alfonso was built on the same spot where St. Matthew's Church once stood, thus restoring the icon to its former home. During communion, we were escorted down to the main floor of the church by Vatican security, where we were able to experience some very important moments in close proximity to the Holy Father. Once again, at the conclusion of Mass, we took positions outside the church to await the departure of the Pope. Accompanied by His Eminence, he stopped to greet the faithful of the Church of St. Alfonso, who had waited patiently to see him before he returned to the Vatican City. Imagine living in a diocese where your bishop is the Pope himself. It almost seems hard to conceive that the head of the entire Roman Catholic Church makes regular pastoral visits, much like our own Cardinal Bevilacqua. We'll be back at St. Alfonso on the Via Marilana later in our program, so please stay with us.
From the United States to the Vatican, I want to thank again the Ambassador, Mrs. Alessandro de Cortesi de Mosus, for their presence.
Susan has been kidnapped by her own father.
Hi, sweetie. I'm back.
Hi, Daddy.
What'd you do today?
You know.
Huh?
Same thing I do every day.
Hey, got your favorite. Strawberry shake and a double cheese.
Maybe later, Daddy.
This is like being in jail.
Over 90% of abducted children are taken not by strangers, but by loving parents convinced they're doing the right thing. If you're on the run and you're looking for a way out, call 1-800-A-WAY-OUT, a special hotline for people just like you. We're not the police or a government agency.
I got some questions.
You don't even have to give us your name or number. We're just people who care and want to help.
Who are you talking to, Daddy?
A friend?
A good friend?
Just might be.
Calling this number doesn't obligate you in any way, but it could make all the difference in the world. Call 1-800-A-WAY-OUT.
The sixth day of the pilgrimage was a very long and busy one for members of the media. We were all up very early in order to assume positions outside St. Alfonso for the arrival of the Pope. Even though that Mass was not a lengthy one, it took a while for His Holiness to personally visit with all the parish members after it had ended. We barely had time to eat lunch before we were bussed back to the same general area of Rome for Cardinal Bevilacqua's Mass of Thanksgiving. In the early afternoon, we were back on the Via Marilana for the celebration of the first Mass of Cardinal Bevilacqua in his role as a Prince of the Church. Built by Pope Sixtus II in honor of the Virgin Mary as the Mother of God, this basilica was named Santa Maria Maggiore, or St. Mary Major. Its magnificent Renaissance ceiling is believed to have been made from the first gold that came from America, given to the basilica by the kings of Spain. To be able to celebrate Mass at St. Mary Major held a special significance to His Eminence. His whole episcopacy has always had a special connection with Mary. The announcement of his becoming an auxiliary bishop was on the Feast of the Holy Rosary. He was installed in Pittsburgh on the Feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. The announcement of his appointment to the Archbishop of Philadelphia occurred on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception, and his installation on the Feast of Our Lady of Lourdes. He feels a close connection with Mary and thanks her for the many blessings that have been bestowed upon him. Later that evening, there was a time for all to celebrate the events of the past several days and to honor the elevation of Cardinal Bevilacqua. It was a very touching and enjoyable moment for all when Cardinal Kroll walked to the podium to say a few words to his successor.
And I, for one, am very happy that the Holy Father chose him as my successor. But I couldn't help However, just to show you how objective the Holy Father is, you will notice that there's Cardinal Bevilacqua sitting in the middle. On his left is sitting Cardinal Szoka, of Polish extraction. On his right is Cardinal Kroll, Polish extraction. I'm not going to tell you who made the appointment. But your evidence is a joy, reflected well in the faces of the people gathered here, and I hope my own face. We are delighted, we are happy, and we wish you many, many years. And as one of our pastors once said, I hope that your successors are as kind to me as you are. Thank you.
The evening also held a very special tribute to Cardinal Bevilacqua from Miss Jennifer Hale, a student of Little Flower High School from Holy Innocents Parish. Prior to our departure from Philadelphia, I had an opportunity to speak with Jennifer about her trip to Rome and her feelings about then Archbishop Bevilacqua. Jennifer, how did you get yourself into this in the first place?
Well, I got a phone call one afternoon, and I was so surprised when they said, you have a chance to go to Rome for free. The Archdiocese wants to send you. And I was just thrilled just to be going to Rome. I've never been further than Jersey. And then when they explained to me what for, and I had to give a speech, I was thrilled, and well, here I am.
Had you ever met Archbishop Bevilacqua?
Yes, well, he came to our school when I was a freshman to Little Flower High School, and it was our 50th anniversary, and first he said a mass, a beautiful mass, and then he came into our cafeteria. We were having a celebration with dancing and eating hot dogs and things, and he was there, and he was very warm and friendly, and you saw both sides of him.
So now he's going to be a cardinal, you feel like you know somebody who's in the church?
Yes. Yes, feel very close.
Do you think the cardinal still keeps this kind of contact with his people?
Well, I expect him just to continue what he's done. He's done an excellent job in being in touch with all the people. And I just think he has said that he will continue his work, and I just think that's all that can be expected.
After Jennifer's tribute, His Eminence expressed his sincere thanks to everyone present and asked that a very special message be carried home to all the faithful of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia.
Naturally, in a special way, do I thank all my friends and everyone from the Archdiocese of Philadelphia. You have been very patient with me these 3.5 years. I have come to love each and every one of you. I want to thank through you, really everyone in Philadelphia. There are many I know would have liked to have come here and just could not make it. And so through you, I thank them. Everyone in the Archdiocese, but also everyone in the Delaware Valley.
He spoke about his predecessor, Cardinal Kroll, and his family, to whom he owed so much.
The Pope, and as was said before, made me a prince of the church. I may be a prince, but to me, Cardinal Kroll will always be a king. To my brothers and sisters, they have been a great support to me all through the years. Certainly emotional support and encouragement, but also
in those years much needed financial support. We never got any money in the seminary, and I depended upon my brothers and sisters, but they were always encouraging me, and I am a product of their encouragement, and so I can never thank them enough. My brothers and sisters are all here, and I thank my sister Virginia, who is deceased. I just can say to them I love them very much, and they can still call me Tony. My spiritual director said something to me, which I think I will always remember. It was after I went to confession to him, so you might keep that in mind. He said to me, he said, you know that you're becoming a cardinal. He said, a lot of people are going to praise you. They're going to say wonderful things about you. They're going to shower you with accolades. He said, for the rest of your life, remember one thing. God is not impressed with your becoming a cardinal.
You truly cannot appreciate the extraordinary beauty of St. Mary Major unless you are standing in the basilica itself. It's absolutely breathtaking. If you ever have the good fortune to visit Rome, make it a point to stop there. I'll be back in a moment.
If I can stop one heart from breaking, I shall not live in vain. If I can ease one life the aching, or cool one pain, or help one fainting robin unto his nest again, I shall not live in vain. These words of Emily Dickinson reflect the ideals that Jesus taught us. With the assistance of faithful Catholics across America, we have made these words live on by helping the sick, the poor, the lost, by giving comfort and solace to those in need, by building chapels where none existed before, and rebuilding lives through the Word of God. We are the Catholic Church Extension Society, caring for Mission America since 1905. To learn more about Extension's missionary efforts, write for a free introduction to Extension Magazine. The address is Extension Magazine, 35 East Wacker Drive, Chicago, Illinois, 60601.
So, Casanova, do you know what time it is?
Sometimes the best friend is an old friend.
Hi, Mrs. Christo. These are for you.
Beautiful.
Make an old friend.
As pilgrims in Rome for the special purpose of witnessing the elevation of our Archbishop, we were given the opportunity for a private audience with Pope John Paul II. Although it was called a private audience, it really didn't appear very private, given the number of Philadelphia pilgrims who were there and the fact that the pilgrims from Los Angeles were also in attendance with us. Audiences with the Pope are normally held weekly in a Paul VI audience hall, which can accommodate hundreds of people. On occasion, private audiences may also be held in the Pope's apartment. Monday morning, July 1st, we were again in Vatican City for a special papal audience to be held in the Hall of Blessings in the Apostolic Palaces. Several other pilgrims from Philadelphia were able to reach out and touch the Holy Father as he was accompanied into the hall by Cardinal Bevilacqua. After addressing Cardinal Mahoney and the people of Los Angeles, who were also present, the Holy Father had a special message for all those in Philadelphia, which we would like to share with you now.
Dear Cardinal Bevilacqua, it gives me great joy to share this moment with you and with Cardinal Krull, your predecessor, your family and friends who have come from the United States to be with you at this happy occasion. Above all, the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, where you exercise your episcopal ministry, is well represented, as also the Diocese of Pittsburgh, the Diocese of Brooklyn, where you were born and which you served for so many years of your priestly life. Becoming a cardinal, you are even more closely bound to the service of the Church and to the See of Peter in the daily care of the universal Church. Together with the dignity, you will also be burdened with new and demanding responsibilities. I am sure that you will continue to give of yourself with the same competence and love of which you have given proof on so many occasions. It must be a source of encouragement to you to know that you can count on the support and prayers of all those who rejoice with you during these days. It is particularly fitting that your titular church in Rome is the Church of the Most Holy Redeemer and Saint Alphonsus on the Via Merulana, in the care of the Redemptorist Fathers. It brings to mind the life and example of the great Saint John Neumann, the first Redemptorist to be professed in America, who was one of your predecessors as Bishop of Philadelphia. To all of you, I express a heartfelt wish that these spiritual bonds with Rome will increase your faith and bring you an ever-growing awareness of sharing responsibility for the life of the Church, the body of Christ. May God abundantly bless you and your families. May His light guide you along the path of life towards the kingdom of His beloved Son, our Lord Jesus Christ. Please take my greeting to your loved ones, to your dioceses and parishes, and especially to the sick and the poor. I gladly pray for you all, to the Blessed Virgin Mary, Mother of the Church.
At the conclusion of the audience, His Holiness bestowed His apostolic blessing upon all of us, and as He had done for the people from Philadelphia during His entrance, He stopped to greet those who had come from Los Angeles to be a part of the pilgrimage to Rome as He prepared to leave. Later that afternoon, we returned to the Via Merulana and to San Alfonso for the first of two masses in Cardinal Bevilacqua's titular church. As a cardinal priest, in accordance with the three categories of cardinal deacons, cardinal priests, and cardinal bishops, Cardinal Bevilacqua was assigned a church within the city of Rome, thus sharing the Pope's pastoral care for the city. As the Holy Father had said in his message to the people of Philadelphia, it was particularly fitting that Cardinal Bevilacqua was assigned to San Alfonso. For the cardinal, because San Alfonso was the home of the icon of Our Lady of Perpetual Help, there was again a connection with Mary, the Mother of God. But in a corner of the church, one discovers a brilliant mosaic depicting St. John Neumann, Cardinal Bevilacqua's predecessor as Bishop of Philadelphia. On closer inspection in one of the panels, you can see our own cathedral basilica of Saints Peter and Paul. Though the Mass was ended for the day, and our pilgrimage to Rome was drawing to an end, the importance of the role as a prince of the church was just beginning for Anthony Cardinal Bevilacqua. Perhaps the words of Pope Eugene IV describe the role of Cardinal most eloquently. As the door of a house turns on its hinges, so on the Cardinalate, the Apostolic See, the door of the church, rests and finds support. Our pilgrimage to Rome had come to an end. I'll be back in a moment to tell you about an upcoming feature on our next program that I'm sure you won't want to miss.
What can you do about AIDS?
Is what we need. The life that love can bring. Come take my hand and understand the answer is love. Love is what we need. Open up your heart and understand. The answer is love.
It's been a few months since we were in Rome for the events surrounding the elevation of Cardinal Bevilacqua. However, time cannot diminish the vivid memories we have of those events, the people we met, the places we visited, and the importance of this history of the church that we were witnesses to and participants of. Next week, we'll show you what we did with our day of leisure. We made some very special friends in a little town called Calitri. It's not just any old town in Italy. It's the one in which Cardinal Bevilacqua's parents met and married. Like Cardinal Bevilacqua, I'm a parish priest, a diocesan clergyman, and so my place is in your family. For the last 10 years here on Reel to Reel, you've made me very welcome into your homes. Even before that, since about 1956, by various programs in television and radio, you made me more than welcome. I don't know any priest who's had the chance to exercise his role as a parish priest, a diocesan clergyman, as I have had. And I can never be grateful enough for the opportunity the Archdiocese of Philadelphia has given me as one of your parish priests. This has been a great thrill, and I think there's nothing like the modern means of communication to keep a priest alive and well in the homes where he's so welcome. Can I thank you enough for making me welcome? I can't. Everywhere I go, people see me and know me from Reel to Reel or Old Days of Come Little Children. It goes back that far for some of you. But it's always been a real priestly joy because it gives me the chance to see a fulfillment of priestly ministry to be able to reach out and touch the people of God. And so the best touch I have to give you is goodbye and God bless you.